What's going on, guys? Joe R, Vintage Pokemon, and we're back. And once again, we're bringing you an amazing video. This is going to be the top 12 pickups for the 2021 year, which was a crazy year on the whole. Before we get into it, just make sure you like and subscribe if you like more vintage Pokemon card content action, because that's all we try to do here on this channel. So without further ado, let's get to the top 12 cards that we picked up in the 2021 year. Welcome back, guys, and just like the year prior, we're going to check out all the amazing cards that we managed to pick up from this past 2021 year, and it was a crazy year. It really, really was, but we managed to still find some amazing deals and pick up some amazing cards, and I think just the fact that this is the bottom of the barrel will say everything that there is about what's to come. This card, the Typhlosion from Neo Genesis, picked it up from a buddy of mine, and we paid a pretty good price for it too. I helped him out, and so he gave me a nice little deal on it. But this card starts off the bottom of our list, and it is right around near mint to mint condition. So sending into grading at some point, that's really just the top loader more than anything else. But I couldn't be happier with this particular pickup, and it's a great way to start off our list with a beautiful card to top things off. So that is our first card of the bottom of this list, and more really great stuff to come. Next up on our list of cards from the 2021 year, we've got actually a kind of like a group of cards. And that's why these together kind of beat out the Typhlosion, the T17, if you will. And they don't look like anything to write home about when you first take a look at them, but you got to look at them closely. I'm going to show each one off. I want to see if you guys can point out what the heck the deal is with these cards. So check it out there. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. Here's the third one. And here's the fourth one. So if you haven't been able to guess it, these are all Holo Bleeds from the Neo Revelation set. These are unlimited Holo Bleeds, and I always try to chase after first edition, but we managed to just kind of pick all four of these up in one bulk lot, and I don't think the seller realized that these were Holo Bleeds. You could see on a few of them, they're easier to tell than others. Like, for instance, the Houndoom, usually the holo only extends right around to the body of the Houndoom, but you can see here it kind of goes all the way through. You can see it right around his feet, and some are better than others, but this one, very, very obvious that it is a Holo Bleed. With the Mischievous, the eyes are holographic, and that's usually a dead giveaway there. The Crobat, the eyes are again going to be holographic for the Holo Bleed, and usually the holo pattern is so faint you can't even tell that it's holographic, but here it is very, very obvious. And with the Blissey, another tough one to tell, but you can actually see some of that holo pattern is on top of Blissey there. So really an amazing find, all four of these guys together. I think it really takes a lot to beat out a Typhlosion raw near mint to mint condition T17, but I think these four together kind of do it for me. So that's why they're making the second on our list of right around 12 or so cards to go. So this comes in at number 2 on our list of cards that we picked up in 2021. Again, that was all from one seller in particular. All right, number 3 on this amazing list, and we're just kind of flying through because I don't want this video to be too long, but I mean, damn, there are some crazy cards. This is a mint condition Japanese Neo Genesis Lugia. And when it comes to the Japanese cards, I specifically love going after the promos, the early onset promos, but I do have a couple that really suit my fancy that I'll just kind of go after if I see them or the opportunity arises. And this one in particular definitely met those conditions. We've got the Neo Genesis Lugia Japanese, and it is just extremely clean, which is why I went for it. And we grabbed this for a really, really great price. We're going to throw up the prices of these cards on screen if you haven't already seen them. But, I mean, man, that is just another gorgeous card that we managed to score. And I did not actually show that off with the other cards when I picked it up. Usually I like to show everything off to you guys, but I for some reason, that one didn't make the cut. So you guys already know, if you've been watching my videos regularly, and if you don't, definitely throw us a like and subscribe because, I mean, check it out. Here we've got all the most vintage cards imaginable, and that's all this channel really tries to focus on, although we've been doing a lot of celebrations in the past couple months because, I mean, that is just, it's basically giving homage to all of the old school Pokemon cards. It's just a vintage mixed with modern. So we've been doing a lot of that because it's the first modern, or really first set of cards I've opened in just, God, forever from actual packs. But check these out. You already guys are familiar with, if you watch my old videos, my buddy, the real Randy Chavez, and he had a full, complete Jungle error set. That is the holographic cards from Jungle Unlimited, but they are all missing their set symbols here. And these are not the exact cards that he gave me, that he sold to me, but I am going to be sending these off to get graded in particular. And the reason I'm showing these off is because I wanted a binder set. And he gave me a full set that was like light play to near mint condition. And those took the place of these in the binder. And these are now going to be getting set off to get graded eventually, once PSA decides to open its doors back up for some bulk submissions again, because I am not sending in at $50 a card. That would be really kind of crazy. But I mean, these are just some beautiful cards, and they're going up in price every day. We've got the Clefable, the Electrode, the Flareon, the Jolteon, some heavy hitters here. And again, this isn't one particular card, but this is really just kind of a batch of cards that we picked up from the real Randy Chavez. And again, another great shout out to him. If you like anything regarding the VV app, Omi token, or anything like that, you should totally check him out. And his channel is literally the real Randy Chavez, so you should check him out if you get the opportunity. Vaporeon, Venomoth, another Venomoth. We're just sending all these out to get graded as soon as we possibly can. And we've got the Wigglytuff in there as well. So that's just an awesome set of cards. You even saw that we have a few doubles in there that we're going to be sending off as well. And all of these are right around near mint to mint condition. There is even a possibility, although it is probably going to be remote, that we might be able to pull a 10 on one or two of these. There exists the possibility. There is a chance. All right, because this is a stack, I'm just going to put these off to the side, but damn, those are some nice cards, right? All right, so in a previous video, we showed off the first edition Neo Genesis Pichu. We're just kind of climbing the ladder, and this is making number 5 on our list now. The first edition Neo Genesis Pichu, and it's in a mint condition. Been chasing it for a long time, and I think at the time when I bought this, I actually overpaid just a little bit for it. In case you're curious, the seller was Joshua Ottawa. That is literally his name on Instagram, so check him out. Joshua Ottawa sold me this, and he's a good guy. He'll give you a fair price typically for his cards, and I purchased from him a few times before. But beautiful, beautiful holo pattern on the first edition Neo Genesis Pichu. Could not say enough good things about that particular card. And we're just gonna throw him up there. You know, you get a nice little front row seat, at least for a couple minutes there, Pichu. There you go. All right, next up, making number 6 on our list is the first edition Neo Revelations Houndoom, and that is a first edition copy right there, just squeaking out past the Pichu there. The first edition Neo Revelations Houndoom, a super popular card among collectors. Beautiful card. Neo Revelations in general has just got so many heavy hitters, so many. Definitely, I think one of my favorite sets. I mean, I love Neo Genesis. The Pichu is gorgeous. The Lugia is gorgeous. But this Houndoom and, you know, the Ho-Ho and everything else involved, just, there's a lot of really good stuff in the set. Seriously. Just a lot of really good stuff in the set. Okay, so we're going to have that one sit up there nice and tight. All right, moving on. We're getting into some of the big boys now. Some of these big boys. Next up, we have the first edition Hitmonchan from base set. And this was actually definitely our biggest pickup of the videos thus far. But this was actually a trade. We traded with, actually it goes on Instagram as Collectibles Power. And we traded a PSA 8 first edition Venusaur thick stamp for this bad boy here. They're really, really similar in value. They're still really similar in value, as a matter of fact, but a really gorgeous card. I mean, that pattern is just amazing. And Collectible Powers is actually a really good guy, too. He initially was going to offer me a different Hitmonchan, and I took a look at it, and it was graded really, really poorly. I mean, it looked like a 7, and it was graded as a 9. So he actually swapped that one out and gave me this one instead, which is definitely a much stronger, definitely a good solid 9 quality, and I'm really, really happy with it. So we picked this up, again, from Collectibles Power. Follow him on Instagram, check him out if you so desire. He's based in the UK, though, just so you guys know. Based in the UK. All right, we're going to get you back over there, Pichu. We'll stand you up there. Okay. Next up, this actually also came from Collectible Power. This is a first edition PSA 9 Alakazam, and this one is super clean. I mean, this card, amazing condition. And this was, again, another trade. We traded our first edition PSA 8 thick stamp Blastoise for this card. So this was another heavy hitter trade that we made in the same right. Couldn't be happier with it. It's a super strong 9. He actually told me in particular that he was thinking about submitting this to BGS in hopes of getting a 9.5 for it. So that tells you everything you need to know about this particular card. Really strong 9. And also just, again, climbing that ladder. We had some amazing pickups in the 2021 year. I mean, it's hard to beat out what we did the year prior in 2020, but I mean, come on. So far, it's really going that way, right? So we're going to stick you back over here now. All right. Next up, keeping with that theme with the real Randy Chavez, this is another deal that we actually did with him. The real Randy Chavez, this was part of actually a bigger deal that we did, but we got the first edition PSA 9 Lugia from Neo Genesis, and this was part of a trade that sent my Neo Genesis first edition booster box over to him, and then he promptly sold it. So really glad I was able to get this off him before he shipped it on to Parts Unknown. But a strong 9 for this card, always really tough because it tends to have factory lines. And I think there might be one factory line on this bad boy. All things considered, not too bad with the centering. Really clean back, which is usually not the hard part with Neo Genesis. The hard part is always getting a card that has very minimal scratches on that holo pattern because it is silver. Always really hard to get one that's nice and clean. This one is really strong, though, so I'm really happy with it. And again, just kind of moving on up. I mean, we started Alakazam over here, had a price tag of around $2,000, and now this Lugia is starting to get up towards around $3,000, maybe even beyond that. So amazing, amazing card. I think that was that might be number 8 now at this point. And, you know, we're going to put, you know, we're just going to kind of take that and put him over there. There you go. So Lugia's got a little bit of a front row seat still. All right, next up. Since this is a video where we're going over our top pickups, I thought it would only be fair to kind of put these 3 all together at once. We've got the, actually, we're going to take that and we're going to do these 2 together. We actually got the Poliwrath, Zapdos, and actually, there's actually one more card in here. I left it out. Hold on one second, guys. Let me go grab that. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, left them hanging up there. This was a triple threat. We managed to get all 3 of these from the same seller. The first edition PSA 9 Clefairy, first edition PSA 9 Zapdos, and the first edition PSA 9 Poliwrath. And what makes this the next line in our pickups for the day is simply we paid $3,000 for all 3 of these. All 3. And that was a really good price for these 3 holos in particular. As a matter of fact, the only downside to this deal was that we missed out on the Raichu. And now, as you can see with our theming here, we're really trying to get the full first edition base set in a grade of 9 or higher. Raichu is now the only one I'm missing, and had the opportunity, and I didn't take it, and I really should have. So that was that was a miss on my part, but these three guys, all beautiful cards. I mean, that holo pattern is just something to behold. I really love this Zapdos in particular. It's a really strong PSA 9, and this Poliwrath, you know, Poly doesn't get enough love. He's just a water tank. What can I say? And that comes in at just behind, right in front of the Lugia, that is. And really 3 amazing holos that we got there, all strong 9s. All right, so next up on our list, I think we've got just a couple more left to go here in this video. Forget where we were at, if this was number 11 or whatever. I think this might be number 10. We got the first edition Ninetales, and I'm going to throw in these guys with Ninetales here because they were all part of one trade again. The PSA 9 Blastoise, PSA 9 Venusaur, and the PSA 9 Ninetales. And hard to beat the trio we just saw with the Zapdos, Clefairy, and Poliwrath, but these guys do a good job beating it out. And this was, again, part of a trade with collectible powers. Not to get confused with the last one we saw with the Zapper and the other two. Those were a completely separate transaction with a seller. But these guys, again, collectible powers on Instagram. And we traded a first edition PSA 8 base set Charizard for these 3 holos. And the Ninetales doubles as being a thick stamp, which is nice. I do like my thick stamps. But taking a look at these a little closer, got a really solid PSA 9 for Venusaur, front and back. You could take a seat there for us. Take Allie and put him over there. Got a really solid Blastoise here. Blastoise is pretty off-centered, I will say, but I'm not going to complain. The card in general is extremely clean, and it's an older cert from PSA, but helping us to complete our PSA 9 or graded 9 set for first edition base. I'll take it. Back is, again, really clean, but a beautiful card still nonetheless. We're going to take Blastoise here, and we'll switch him out with Hitmonchan, just like that, and certainly the Ninetales. So all 3 of these guys were sent over to me for a PSA 8 first edition base set Charizard. And that left a hole in my collection because we gave up our Charizard for these 3 guys, but it was the easiest way for me to get these particular holos in a grade of 9, and I'm really glad that I did it. In general, the values are still really close. They're really comparable, and looking at how difficult it would be to get all 3 of these individually and have the funds and pay the taxes and all that good stuff, I thought it was a really solid trade to make, so I'm really happy with it. I don't think there's really much to complain about there. So we got Ninetales, and topping off this video, which is long enough as it is, we made one more trade, and that was for this beauty, the BGS 9 first edition base set thick stamp Charizard. And it's definitely the crown jewel of my collection, and it's got just an amazing holo pattern on it. Definitely the king of base set, and really strong subgrades too. One half subgrade away from being a BGS 9 Gem Mint card. Unfortunately, it's just the 9, but you know what? I wouldn't have been able to get it if it was a 9.5 anyway, so all things considered, really amazing. Taking a look at this card again, really amazing surface. Not really sure what they consider wrong with it to not give it the 10, but really amazing surface. A very tiny, little minute amount of edge wear there at the top. But this was part of the trade that sent my first edition Neo Genesis booster box to the real Randy Chavez, who, again, you should totally check out if you enjoy any of the stuff that he shows off on his channel. And that was also in part with the Lugia that we've got back over here. So these two kind of came together as a package deal, and could not be happier with how the year of 2021 went. Lots of huge cards were added to the collection, And man, I hope 2022 brings us some really great cards as well. But I don't think we're going to be picking up anything big like this in the coming year. I think that would definitely be a stretch. But super pumped, really happy with how things turned out, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more amazing content with you guys for the remaining 2022 year. So till next time, everybody, make sure you like and subscribe for more great vintage card content action like this. I've definitely got some more videos coming down the pipeline, more celebrations to actually open up. So check us on out, and we'll see you all next time through. See you later, guys. Joe R. out.